Hello, good morning. My name is Daddy Chris, Srtv London. Yes, this is one of the days the Lord has made, and we are meant to rejoice and be glad in it. Is that not biblical? Yes, so today is the 16th of May, 2024, and the program is Wake Up Nigeria. What do we do here? We take a look at some of the newspapers and then talk about issues affecting us as a people. Nigeria in focus. That's why it's called Wake Up Nigeria. But on this show, as we find, gradually, we'll be expanding to talk about the remit of Srtv, which is the black word. We'll be bringing elements of that in as we move on. But on today's show, it's going to be business as usual. I have my people, they are all around the places. You know, Abuja is there, Lagos is ready, London is double this time, and I'm waiting for Edo to join. But they're going to do something. I have a very terrifying image from Edo State. I hope they join us to tell us what that image is. Apparently, the same, all the good work they say the governor has done. I'm sorry, all I can see is one of their, this Edo boss sunk properly inside the red soil. You know, Edo with their red soil. So when you see Edo and you see this, nobody will tell you this is Benin City. Well, that's the progress of the day. Thanks to Obaseki, thanks to the PDP government in Edo State. We congratulate you for a job well done. I hope that Abuja, the killing continue. Wike is having it tough this time, I'm sure. And Wike is going to continue to have it tough. I'm sure Mary from Abuja will be telling us a lot about that. But all I know is Fubara is not going to fight back. I can't wait to see the war. You know, that is the part of it that interests me. Lagos, the center of excellence, they are here. So I'm not going to talk for them. They are all ready. They're going to tell you what they have in store for us today. Let me quickly run through these guys, and then we'll come back and look at it. But one thing I do know, which I was just taking a look at the papers today, and that's one that gladdens my heart. And perhaps that's one I would like to talk about. Labour are saying no for the first time to the federal government of Nigeria. Labour, you know, this is the only thing I believe in. I believe in decent wages. And because it's not decent wages from just a political or social point of view, from an economic point of view. I believe the economy of the country will be better if we begin to pay people decent wages. That's my belief, and I can prove it mathematically. Or it's simple arithmetic, really. So, and that's what I believe, and that's why Labour must continue and must insist on the 650,000 naira minimum wage. No way, there should be no but, no if. That's what we're going to get. If not, we're going to strike. And I'll be here shouting 24 hours and helping you, Labour, and congratulating you. Thank you, President, for what you've done so far. We'll be taking a look at that. But apparently, my team have prepared something unique today. They want to take a deep look at the Nigerian education sector. Take a look at it. You went through the education system in Nigeria. Hey, we now know that if you go to uni, the government uni for 1 year, you're going to come back after something of 4 years, you do it for 8 years, times 2. So you're getting older. You're getting older before you leave the uni. I don't know who is responsible for this. The lecturer is saying the government is responsible. The government is saying the lecturers, the students are crying. But at the end of the day, somebody is suffering. The nation is suffering. Because when the kids are not graduating on time and they cannot go into the labor market and be productive, we have a problem. That is the 21st century Nigeria, unfortunately. So we'll be taking a look at all that this morning. But quickly, let's run along. I have Lagos here. Make it brief, guys. Introduce yourself and tell us, welcome, Lagos. This is Wake Up Nigeria.
Good morning, Daddy Chris. Good morning, Precious. Good morning, Mary. This is David reporting live from Lagos. And I can tell you categorically that Lagos, we have a very beautiful weather in Lagos. It's going to be mostly cloudy in Lagos. And the weather in Lagos is at 28 degrees. And it's cold out there. Okay, moving on from the news emanating from Lagos. Yes, everybody needs to be very careful because the AFCC, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, arrested fake bureau de change operative. These people go about selling fake nairas and fake dollars to people. As a matter of fact, they recovered over 2.1 million naira from them. So they were being arrested by EFCC, and very soon they'll be charged to court. And people have been advised to be careful. Now, if you're giving any currency, either naira or dollar, please make sure you verify, check it very well, or you go to a good, real financial institution to buy your dollar or naira. Though they've been arrested, but there are still others out there. There were about 10 of them who were arrested doing this illegal business. And most of them, their names are, let me read out their names to you. Those who were arrested selling fake currency in Lagos. We have Umar, is also one of them. His name is Umar Sadiq, also is one of them. Sadiq is one of them. And also, there's another man here called Rashid. is also one of them. So the good news is they've all been arrested and they'll be charged to court as soon as possible. Okay, moving away from that story, also, I can tell you that Lagos State's governor, presently Lagos State is mourning because they lost the deputy chief of staff of Lagos State. He died yesterday after he suddenly slumped. He was rushed to a nearby hospital and was later confirmed dead. I pray that his family, God give them the fortitude to bear the loss. So presently Lagos State is mourning. The governor, Baba Sanwo-Olu, has come out to make a statement, and hopefully today we will be visiting the family of the deceased. So that is that coming out from Lagos. And also, a former commissioner of police in Lagos, his home was raided by some Nigerian police. The statement he released was, his home was looted by the Nigerian police. The former commissioner of police in Lagos State, his home was looted by same police operatives. Some of them have been arrested and they've been asked to come and tell reasons why they had to loot the house of the former commissioner of police. Though they came out to say he ought to have left the premises, but due to one reason or the other, he still stays in the house. But as soon as he traveled, the Nigerian police, the works department of Nigerian police, mobilized their team of operatives, invaded his house and looted this former commissioner's house. So the case will be taken to court, and the man is not taking it funny with the Nigerian police, and he's saying he's going to charge the Nigerian police for that. Though he's a former commissioner and he has retired, but his apartment was looted, and he said he lost a lot of valuables due to that exercise. So this is news coming out from Lagos. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. David, next time it would be nice to have some of these images or videos as you tell us what is going on, so that we don't just see them. We would like to see the people who are charged and stuff like that. Thank you very much for that. Anyway, let's hear from Abuja. Mary, oh, yeah. I like this your hairstyle, though, even if I'm not happy. This your hairstyle is king. So what's going on?
Good morning,
Abuja
sir.
here with you.
Yes.
Morning.
I found on this morning.
Well, I wanted to ask Lagos. Lagos said 28 degree, that is very cold. I'm confused. How can 28 degree be very cold? May God help us. Anyway, you
In
need to
fact,
talk
I'm
to us.
shocked. And
Eh?
it's mostly cloudy in Lagos.
28
That's the
degrees is
weather.
cold. Well, London
And it's
is,
cold.
well, we are officially in summer. I can tell you that. We are in summer right now. Everything is looking good. The women are getting naked on the street. That's what we see in the summer, unfortunately. Well, that's what I can say from London. Otherwise, we are getting ready, getting ready for so many things to happen. So, I think I wanted to know a little bit from Wike what is going on. I know it's the one chance, which is something that is really shameful in Abuja. Have we overcome it? Are we better off in Abuja today?
I would say it rained yesterday, I think from midnight. Later on, it stopped and continued. Even tonight, it's still raining. But something happened yesterday, being Wednesday. That is the NAFDAC. They went to Gariki and Wisi Market and seized a lot of counterfeit cosmetics and 5 million naira. So NAFDAC is actually assuring the people that they'll continue to make a thorough investigation to make sure they get counterfeit cosmetics to people. That was one of the things that happened in Abuja yesterday. Biazin area community, that is in Kuba area of Abuja or something.
All right. Yeah. For some reason, Mary, we are having difficulties hearing you well. So I think you should tidy up your end. We'll come back to you.
Okay.
The thing is really shaking. Let's quickly move on. No, it would have been nice to hear the full details of that thing, but it's shaking. I don't know whether it's your sound or something, or it's your network. So let's
Can you
see
hear me?
whether, yeah, better.
Okay. But did you hear about the rest of people
You see,
selling
you
Your
counterfeit?
see
network
exactly.
is bad, Mary. Your
It's bad.
network
It's
is
bad.
very bad.
It's bad. It's very bad. Anyway, let's hear from Princess in London. Princess is already in London. We have two from London today. Hi, Princess.
Hello, good morning, Daddy Chris. Good morning, team. And yes, my part of London today is saying 13 degrees Celsius, and a light shower is expected later on today. The weather is a little bit cold, not as sunny as it was yesterday or the other day. Moving forward here in London, all hands on deck. We're actually running back and forth to make sure that the Nigerian Week London this year it's a success more than what we actually saw last year. We've been trying so hard to bring people on board, especially new partners. Uh, Talking about Nigerian homemade products. Of course, we have a lot of them here in London as well. We have a lot of Nigerian people doing amazing stuff here in London. So we're trying to actually get across to these people. We want to bring them on board. Of course, it's a way of us showcasing the Nigerian, we as a people, and of course, our amazing products. And so we are doing all we can to make sure that we have a lot of people on board this year. And everything is actually on track. We're trying our best.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Anyway, that is the way. That is the way. James Adisha said that is the way the cookie crumbles. Anyway, well, it's a good thing. It's a good day, and like I said, this is one of the days that the Lord has made, and it's all looking glorious, all glorious, and it's a day to be happy.
And
Thank
just
you.
before we move forward, sir, I have some news coming in from Nigeria that are very disturbing.
Okay.
Even though I'm not there, of course. For instance, I have two very disturbing news. Away from labor, we know that labor and federal government issues will always be there. As far we have workers, we always have federal government and the labor disagreement here and there. But we saw the case of Mubad yesterday. Maybe later on we're going to talk about that issue, but it's a very disturbing one that after all this time wasted and of course assuming the body and all that process, they are not telling people that nothing was found. They cannot ascertain the cause of his death. And so I feel like the system, I don't know what's wrong with us as the people. What was the essence of, assuming the body and all that show they did? And at the end of the day, you telling us that they cannot, ascertain what actually happened to him. And also, I've always said here on the show that, especially on our robo shows, that our traditional rulers sometimes they are not making us very proud. uh, we saw the speaker from Niger State that aimed to, marry off 10 orphan women, girls. And he said also, even though he had stopped the wedding plan because the Minister of Women Affairs actually came out to say such a thing can never happen under her watch. We saw that the man yesterday did release a statement saying that he already paid for these 100 girls, orphan girls, through the community leaders and of course through their kings as well. And so it's very disturbing to know that most of this evil actually perpetrated through these leaders, kings, our local government chairman and all that. And because you feel like somebody is from a very low family, poor family, you think this is an avenue, to buy them off. So it's a very disturbing news, sir.
No, wait a minute. I don't understand what the minister just did. He married how many of them?
No, no, no. It's the speaker of Niger State. He
Yes.
actually paid, according to him yesterday, he was planning to marry 100 orphan girls.
100.
100.
No, no,
Yes.
wait a
And
minute. Let the world. Should we be reporting news? I'm scared now. I would say that a speaker of the House of Assembly in a particular state in Nigeria, let us not name this, is on the move.
Niger State, to be precise.
Okay, it's about to marry 100 young orphans, less privileged human beings because
Yes.
they are disabled because they
Yes.
cannot that's the only reason. You could be financially disabled. They like something I said to them when I was in my class, and I told them all the people are young people, and I said, listen, age is a disability. And they said, well, I said, yeah, age is a disability. When you are old, you can't do certain things you guys can do. So it's the same way when you are financially low, when you are poor, you are disabled. You are not able to do what other people can do. So the man is taking advantage of disabled people in our community with age, financial status, and maybe exposure or education, and is now getting married to 100 of them. Well, you said it's traditional rulers. I don't think it's a matter of traditional rulers. It's a matter that
No,
affects
sir,
each and every
because
one of them.
he no, he affirmed yesterday that their birth price has been paid to the traditional rulers and of course
And
their
the traditional
community.
rulers, even their family,
do
these children
not,
are
do not
orphans.
forget that these guests are
Yes.
orphans, and
Yes.
so he might want to liaise with the king. The king also,
Yes.
of course,
To
the
get
king
it.
is in some of our communities, the king has a final say, and then the king might just say, "Okay, I'm marrying you off. I'm standing as your father now." Of course, the king is a father. They play the role of fathers to all, and then he actually said to pay through the kings of their communities. He's only trying to help, not because for political reasons, but he's just trying to help because these people are
Who
poor.
said they must help by marrying them,
Yes.
by
Why not
abusing
send them
them,
to school?
by abusing them? Let's see whether Mary can be back. What's going on, Abuja? Anyway, just know that we can't see you, but I can see you are there. Well, I don't think we want to spend too much time on that kind of sad news. Thanks, Princess, for bringing this to us. And I just want us to know that the Minister for Women Affairs should know that this is a shame. Every Nigerian woman should stand up against this. Every
No,
Nigerian man
I
should stand
think
up against this.
I think the wedding is supposed to have happened last weekend, but the coming weekend. But because of the move of the minister, the minister immediately took him to court, and now the man had to step down the plans of the wedding. As of today, he has halted the plan, and let's see what happened next. But
I thought he said,
the
yeah.
minister of women affairs are actually insisting that he must take he must come to the court to explain. As a public figure, a leader, you're supposed to create an NGO, maybe take them to school, empower these girls instead of trying to form a community, taking them somewhere in the name of helping them, enslaving these children, because most of them are actually children.
It's abusing them. That's the right language. It's called abuse. And we will address that. Maybe we'll take a look at that. Let's follow that story up closely, please. We want that story followed up closely. We want to get update. We want to update the world. And if this is what we're going to do, we're going to bring another story or bring back our girls. I pray it doesn't lead to that, because it's not good for us as a country. It's not a good image that we still are abusing our daughters at this in the 21st century, and the law is blind about it. Well, the federal government of Nigeria have a constitution. We have a law, and this is against the law. Anyway, anybody marrying more than one wife is bigamy. Punishable is 9 years imprisonment in Nigeria. So, and that is one. So, marrying 10 of them already, the man should be in prison. Yeah, let me go. He's going to argue that he's marrying according to the custom and tradition of the people. Then, you know what? If you're going to do that, then we don't want to know, because if we know, you will go to prison anyway. Anyway, let's take a look at the most crucial matter of today. I think we should do that before we take a look at the papers and your topic of today. Very interesting, very, very interesting. And I want us to, I don't know whether to use one of the newspapers as a point of contact. I know it's trying to join us, but I know I'm not having too much hope, but let's see whether we see. You see what I'm saying? We will not be taking this kind of video as much as you look good, Sharon. If you can turn your video, we'll come back to you. With this, we will not be entertaining that today. All right?
Okay, sir.
Right. Thank you very much. All we want Sharon to do is to make sure his video is on landscape and we can have him on the platform. What is going on in Nigeria? Labor and the government. Now, this is not a fight between the labor and the government. Sometimes we get it wrong, and sometimes it disheartens me a lot. Labor does not have a fight with the federal government of Nigeria. Instead, labor is telling the federal government, let us do things in a particular way so that we all can progress. I see it as a progressive move. Only in Nigeria, I learned that the federal government is proposing 48,000 naira. Can you imagine? Now, how can you live in a safe society then?
The NFC president yesterday actually walked out of the
The
ESCO
meeting.
actually walked out of that meeting yesterday, turning down the offer and giving the federal government 2-week ultimatum, to meet their demands. Otherwise, it's going to be a total shutdown. And just maybe we're going to have, I would have really loved to have the head of information today, Comrade Benson Upa here, so we can hear from him what was that stunt all about? Walking out of the federal, the
No,
meeting,
it is. It
and it
is.
seems
If I, I always say to people, if I go to a meeting for 25 minutes and I'm not having a result, I walk out, meaning somebody is not honest. We are trying to address an issue here. How can if the federal government, if after all these months of waste, the May 1st is gone, the president could not make his speech, we are waiting to hear from him, May 31st is around the corner, and you're having a meeting today and you say what you are proposing is 48,000 naira. Who are you talking to? We
It's,
said President Tinubu live with 48,000 naira. Look at the amount of money they share among themselves. Come on, don't insult us, man. And it's not even what. In fact, my problem is this is not a moral argument. It's of economic imperative and security wise. When you pay people, how can you give a man a gun and you give him 48,000 naira to go and eat? He can go into the buka and can't even eat a decent food. Have you seen Nigerian police entering into a buka to eat with a gun on their side? That's why they harass us on the road. They rob us. The Nigerian custom, in fact, their own is robbery. If you're driving on the street of Nigeria, if you see the police, instead of being happy, you are scared. You don't know what these guys can do to you. It's okay to blame them. The question is, I always ask why. A British police will never reduce himself to do that. They are bad ones, of course, but this is the majority of Nigerian police is what they do. And it is not their fault. People go to work in Nigeria. When you know this, why this is so painful, and the government can't get it, is young people are on the streets. If you tell you the number of children in Libya at the moment, some trying to cross the Red Sea, and the Mediterranean Sea, sorry, many have died. This does not concern Tinubu. It's not the problem of the Nigerian government. If you go online today, our guests are known for, sorry, this is the truth. They are all runs guests at the moment. Any guy you talk to on Facebook, hello, oh, send me data. You understand? You are afraid to say hi. It's not their fault. Now, it is a name. It is now said, oh, our boys are Yahoo. What else do we provide for them? And sometimes they come and say, oh, it's a matter of choice. Choice? Who want to wake up in the morning and want to go into crime? Show me one person that wake up in the morning and say, what I love to do is crime. And these old things are happening today. We can't sleep. You know, yesterday I went in the class. You know what we were talking about? We're talking to people that the lecturer asked, have you been to a country where fence is higher than the building? We're talking. If you come to UK, you will not see any fence. Are you joking, man? Fence. You know, you fence your house. So if I build a house in Nigeria, I know the first thing they tell me, you never fence a more than decrease. They tell me every day. Even the last one I have in my village, that they said the fence not high reach. The fence is not high enough. Can you imagine? Who am I fencing from? What am I fencing? That is a symbol. It's a litmus test of how insecure we are as a people. The rich and the poor. I tell you, President Tinubu now, fear not go let them come out. He can't walk because they will strangle you to death, sir. They will stone you. Those who have not eaten, they go hang you. Why are we saying this? If we implement proper wages, apply progressive taxation, because people, the truth is in Nigeria today, the rich are getting richer. The poor will continue to get poorer, and insecurity remain a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is why it is important. And I say it again, I've proven it here, arithmetically. I don't want to use the word mathematically. That if you pay people well, you stop people from being slaves, and you're taking money indirectly from the rich, and you're settling the poor. In fact, you're creating jobs. I said it, and I said, oh, the last time I said to people in Nigeria that I've never seen somebody with a driver in the UK. And they said, oh, those people are employing people here, they are creating jobs. Creating jobs by enslaving people. How much are you paying him? How much do we pay the so-called drivers? I will keep crying I will keep crying. How many gate men do you have? Look around you, Mary. Don't you have gate men around you?
Sure, we do.
Can you imagine? So I know now. David were asking me, don't we need a gate man in Lagos? Gate man. The man's job now to open gates. How much are we supposed to pay him? And by the time that man kills somebody, because the man is going to have a wife, nothing you do, that thing go work. He's going to start making children. He's going to look for money to feed the wife and the children. With 15,000 naira, with 30,000 naira.
You're
And
not even
the
safe.
federal government justifying 48,000 naira that cannot feed. Wait, how much is transport for you, any of you to come to work? On a monthly basis, Mary, how much do you pay to work? Your transport alone.
Everything a month or daily?
Huh?
Is it like monthly? Everything.
Monthly. Let's do daily first.
Okay, for daily is around like let me say around 1617.
To work daily.
Yes.
So if you multiply one daily times 6, times times 4, is how much is that? So how much are you? Meaning your transport alone is more than what the federal government is proposing.
Yeah.
And the person is maybe in Abuja. If you are only causing problem for us, there's no other language for it. And until we address this, my problem today is when we talk about this issue, it looks as if Labour is wicked. Labour is trying to frustrate the government, and many of them are going to come and speak English. They don't understand the economic advantage of paying people well. Today, I wanted to bring the news out. In the UK, cleaners are protesting for decent wages. If I tell you what their minimum wage is, they are clamoring for more pay. And most of them are black people anyway. We'll come to that another day. That's another issue. But what is interesting there is they are fighting for more money. My company will be closed down today. I actually have a current issue at the moment with the Home Office for saying they said I didn't pay the minimum wage, which is not true. I didn't pay the money I said I would pay the people, which is not true. So I'm not trying to defend it because they didn't understand that the people didn't work the same hours all through. But that is how much your company can go into trouble. And we are talking of £1,700. It's still too small. And yet the federal government of Nigeria is justifying 45,000 naira to enslave more people, to take more people into. You know the problem? When we do that, all our medical doctors will fly out. You cannot tell me a medical doctor should stay in Nigeria.
You're already losing them.
Why will he stay? If you are a doctor, will you stay? If
No.
I'm a lawyer, I won't stay. If I'm an engineer, I will not stay. If I am an athlete, I will not stay. If I'm a footballer, I will not stay. So, what have we done to ourselves? The slave trade of yesterday have come back today. This time is self-slavery. Those days was forced slavery. Now is self-slavery because of the policies of our government. And that's what we're facing today. I swear, there's hardly any Nigerian man who doesn't want to run out of that country as we speak. I was watching Edo Pikin today. He said there are only 2 Nigerians. The ones that are left are the ones that are denied visa. Sorry.
But which one is Nigerian not traveling to even African countries? Does it mean that other African
Ghana
countries
is better. I know Nigerians are going to Ghana. You
South
understand?
Africa.
Like I don't understand. Even South Africa, like I see that.
South Africa is heaven, no. And they come, a lot of people coming from South Africa. I say, what you do in South Africa? I say, bros, yeah, better pass Nigeria. I don't really.
South Africa, Kenya, we are all there.
The rest of Africa go don't tire for us. And here is our government defending, having mark. If Labour don't do this, the day I go see that guy myself. People say, tell her, take anywhere you meet your Labour man, tell her, say, me myself, me go fight the Labour. If they compromise on this, I will be the one fighting Labour. No, it's bad for the nation. Listen, my argument today is let us understand. If people can understand my plight, I'm not saying that it's not a moral thing. No, it's of economic importance. I said we went to my GP here, my GP. I share one Ikechi. I say, if I don't see this Ikechi, I don't go today. Beautiful Igbo lady. When you see her complete, why would she stay in Nigeria? Look at if they tell you how much that woman is earning now, her lifestyle, it is a sin against herself and her children to go to Nigeria. It will be a sin because she'll be raping her kids. And now, what has happened? We lost one. We've lost her. You understand? And that's how we keep losing.
They said the guest is with us. Can you see him, please?
Not really, because if the guest is here, I will see him before anybody. And I think we are all on the platform. We'll see him. So while we're waiting for the guest to join us, we will because the moment we come on the guest, we'll be talking about the education system in Nigeria. But I think we should spend 1 minute, really, 1 more minute to address this very, very important issue of our time. You understand? In fact, when I made a movie on my return, there's a movie I wrote on my return when I return home. You understand? And I just see myself trying to correct some of these things, and I wasn't looking at it from a political point of view. I was looking at the societal. When they say, every time, that's why I say Peter Obi is the only man I understand. When I keep talking about this restructure Nigeria, they thought restructuring is to give more states, to more governors so they can steal more. I did not the governors is stealing now. Is it only the federal government that is stealing? What are you restructuring? To restructure Nigeria is paying people decent wages. It doesn't matter how many states we have. This is true restructuring of the Nigerian state. This is what Labour is asking for. A state that has economic prosperity, that have a sense that you can believe, I belong to this country called Nigeria. Now we don't belong to Nigeria, to be honest. We are forced to remain, like what the young man said today. The few Nigerians left are those that are denied visa. And I'm not saying you are denied visa, David, but I said, I don't think you have a chance, you will run. I don't need to
be denied. I am one of them. I've been denied once.
You understand? So that is the only reason we are there. But can you imagine a country as rich as our own now being struggling? And you know one thing I said there? Sometimes they say, I know many people watching are going to say, how are they going to pay? How can the federal government pay that kind of money? And then I wonder, this guy joking. I want you, this lady's back. No wonder. Because before Princess, say these women, they go first do hair. This one. We bring them back when they are ready. Anyway.
Yes. Okay. Looking at NLC, Joajero is, we need to understand Joajero's fight. Do you know, even when he started this whole increment in salary, it was beaten up in Imo State. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, we're there. We followed it. We followed when they break his head.
This
man, Uzodima.
Yes. The president disappointed me with his statement. He left the issue and said Joajero should not involve himself in petty politics. Yes. But that is not the issue. This guy was beaten by people who are meant to protect him. But I'm glad that incident did not stop him, because he went cold for some time after that incident. Now he's coming out. Initially, he wanted salary to move from 30,000 to 200,000 naira. And he's saying that, in fact, even TUC also came out to support him, though they had to go on strike on 2 different occasions. Now, but the problem is, the president is not, the federal government is not being sincere, according to Joajero. He said they are not being sincere.
No, we don't need to quote him. We need to know the situation on ground. There's no sincerity on the part of the government, or maybe there's no understanding. What I'm even looking at, it's not even who is fighting it. Let's look at our state. Let's look at our country.
Yeah.
Let's find out what is wrong with us. And I'm happy that our guest is here. Chika John is joining us shortly. And yes, I'll be happy to have this kind of discussion with him. I'm really worried, you understand, that we're taking this from a political point of view. I know the president is going to say, oh, maybe if Satiko talking, I will hear that. And I want to challenge those of you in the diaspora today. You talk about restructuring Nigeria. The only reason you stay in Europe is not because the kind of job you're doing. 90% of us are not doing better jobs in Europe than would have done in Nigeria. In fact, most of us are happy to do cleaning job here. I'm just about to sign a reference for somebody that work in the Federal Ministry of Government of Nigeria. I'm going to sign a reference for him to go and become a carer. Why is the man happy? Tell me one word. Why is that guy happy? Unconsciously, he thinks he's living in a better society. The only thing that makes it a better society is the amount of money it's going to be paid. They're going to take the money from him anyway. When you earn £2,000 in London, pray make you get £300 savings. But you know what? You are well paid. You are not a slave. And there's dignity in labor. I'm going to quickly add our guest, please. Hello, sir. We have a guest in our midst, Chika John. Chika, can you hear us, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Morning. It's nice to have you. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria. We'll be looking for someone.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. This is Wake Up Nigeria. I'm sure you've been told. If you can sit up well and look at us, it will be amazing. If you look to your camera, then we enjoy you. If you look at your camera, then you're looking at us because you're looking the other way.
Yes, can you see me clearly?
Yeah, we can see you, but just that you are looking the other way. If you look into the
sir, you need to be at the middle of the screen, just the way we are now. Be at the middle. Drop the phone somewhere and sit back so we get to see you clearly.
We'll be happy,
you cannot hold the
amazing.
phone.
Yeah, if you can just leave it there. Yeah. If you look
at that. Is that better now?
Yeah, but okay, it's
not
high enough.
See your face.
If your phone can look up a little, that would be smiling. All right, we can live with this. Let's just manage this, all right?
Can you sit down, sir? Okay, that's fine.
We can manage this. Let's try this. All right, Chika.
All right, thank you.
Nigeria, our country. Nigeria, we heard it when we were in school. That was the kind of that was our national anthem. You guys sang "Arise to Compatriots," you know. But we were in Nigeria, we heard it. Now, when we wanted to protest in those days in school, we start with Nigeria, we heard it. Then don't say that school not good again, you know, because we lived through the two times. This is Nigeria, we heard it. All right, I'm from that generation. I'm a little bit worried. Now, first, let's look at the current issue. We're going to come to the institution itself. Minimum wage. Labor is crying. They've been crying. I am surprised that I can see the academic society actually supporting labor the way it should be. Why?
Okay. Thank you so much for having me on the show. And it is unfortunate that we live in a country where there are double standards. So you look at labor itself, and you see that there are factions even in the labor in the scene. So it becomes a bit difficult to get everybody on board, and because of that, even the academians, you begin to wonder the fight for the welfare of those people working in the academic sector is being sabotaged. I remember when they went for the 8-month strike, some factions of NASU and non-academic staff called off the strike even before ASU called it off. So it becomes difficult to have a union that is strong in unity and facing the same cause. Now, because of this sabotage, it's now very difficult. You have people who government think they can use to unsettle the process. But it's going to be unfortunate because over the years, this has become the issue, the problem. So ASU goes on strike, and you have people who are negotiating with government and trying to say that they should call off the strike. So it is very unfortunate that we do not have academians who are backing labor to ensure that the minimum wage is raised to what labor is asking for. I do think that what labor is asking for might be too much for the federal government, because we know that the federal government pays a bit bulk of its populace. But again, saying you are going to be increasing by 35% depending on the rank of these people is just not good enough considering the economy we are in right now.
All right. So, you know what? So one of the major challenges we're facing as a union, because let me talk about the union first, because to do this, we need to fight with one mighty blow. Yeah, that is exactly where I'm coming from. ASU is going to go on their own strike. I'm sure the other union within the university go on their own. Labor will go on strike. Labor is not divided. Even within the labor, I know there's division. Then we have the TUC. Labor, they sometimes they speak different languages and all fighting themselves when they're supposed to be fighting one common cause. because it's important for all of us. We're talking about our national security. We are talking about the brain drain which is happening in the new slave trade of our time. I mean, these are very crucial issues. And we talk about restructuring Nigeria. This is not paramount. I don't hear this much in people's mouth. All they think is political restructuring, how they can create more states. It's like everybody is fighting for themselves. Even the academia, that's right, like you rightly said. The academia are supposed to be the one labor can rely on. And I don't know what do we need to do, sir? What do we need to do? I'm sure Shika is with us. Yes.
Mr.
Shika, can
John.
you hear me?
Yeah, I'm still. I didn't get the question. Say it again.
I said, in other words, I said, what can we do now? What is the way forward? Now that the academia are not on the same page, TUC not
Yeah,
the
I can
same
hear
page.
you. I didn't get the question you asked. Can you please ask again?
Yeah, I said, what can we do? What's the way forward? How do we address this challenge? Because we are divided. Okay. I'm sure my people have one or two other questions, but I really wanted to take our man. Chika, can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, we
We
can
can
hear
hear
you
you.
now.
Clearly.
We can hear you, yes. So I'm just saying that what do you think is the solution? What can be the solution to our
Okay.
problem?
As from the educational sector, I do feel and think that all hands must be on deck. There must be a reforming of the educational system.
Yeah. All right. These are some of the challenges we face as a country, but this is the least one. If you ask me, our major challenge really, I'll bring Chika back as soon as we have a better network with him. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave this matter to you guys, and I want people to throw in your weight on this. The wages in Nigeria, Princess, I'm happy Princess have been to the UK now. You've seen how things happen to some extent. You've not really got into the system yet. But how do you see this? Can a country progress like this? And you know what's so funny? We have so much energy to talk about restructuring the Nigerian state. Let them create how Nigeria is going to be restructured. We need more police. We need more this. We need more that. But the core of the issue is what we neglect all the time. It's what Labour is talking about today. Minimum wage is the meaning of a restructured society. Until the West realized they had insecurity in the UK. And I keep telling them, it was the rich people that introduced welfare package in Europe. It was not the government, it was the rich people. Because they know that if they don't give poor people food, there's no way they can be secured. You can kill the man as much as you like. You can continue to shoot all of us. We are dead anyway. I think somebody gave us one story in the Bible that they were saying that if we go there, we will die. If we stay here, we're going to
We
die.
still die.
We
So
die.
what's the
So they
difference?
decided to go there because at least they said there are people. You know, the thing is that if we stay here, we die of hunger. But if we go there, there's enough food. But there are people that will kill us there. And we better go there now and die there. You understand? They went and they survived. So I'm going to get Chika back. So what I really want I want you guys to throw weight on it. And that Chika is back. We really want to have this a five-way discussion, not only that the because because I can talk and talk. I'm angry. I've never seen a country surviving like this.
Yes,
Over to you guys.
let's go back to our former Labour president, even beginning with Oshomole. It has always been the same thing that these people are fighting for. I don't see any reason why the government cannot just reason with those people. Like you rightly said, at the Chris, it will only make the society safer. We'll hear our youth say, how much will they pay me? How much they won't pay me? Because at times, even doing the job and when you're not well paid, it makes you get angry. It makes them get angry and makes them want to even involve themselves in crime. But now look at the Nigerian police, for example, now. Whether we like it or not, we'll keep having the same set of people because every average person who goes to who joins the Nigerian police is going with a mindset of extorting from the
Collective
citizens.
bribe. Not even
They're not even
salary.
after
Right.
not even
Yes.
salary.
Yes.
Say,
You know.
just give and post me to one
That is-
express
of
road.
course.
So which is
The
very
custom is the
disheartening.
same thing. Though. If you join custom, I say you don't know how much you
Those
get.
ones are worse. Those ones are
So
worse.
you know
Go
how
and
much
check
you
the
get
wives
for custom.
of our custom officers.
I
They
think
all have
only the
shops.
military have some sanity in Nigeria. I
Only
don't know about
only
you
the
guys.
military. Yeah,
The military
but
may
go and
have
look
some
at our
sanity.
customs. Our
I don't
customs,
know how
all
they
their
manage to train the militaries to have that kind of
discipline.
sanity.
Yeah,
Because it's scary. These are people you send to go and kill themselves with Boko Haram. You can't even pay them decent wages, and you justify the amount you pay yourself at the Senate. I'm
the
gonna
injured
go.
and neglected.
I'm gonna bring that sympathy back. And look at the academia. Listen, and I'm gonna bring Chika back quickly because it's like Chika, I need you. Chika, I have here. I went to the Nigerian
Yes.
university, the university here, and 90% of the
Okay.
lecturer at this university are Nigerians. It's
Yes.
a private university, but most of them are Nigerians. They all left and they are now here. Look, you see, and that is what I've said. That is the implication when people are not well paid. So it should. I'm not looking at this trouble from labor, what labor, who's divided or not. But I'm thinking of the overall implication on the nation. When people are not well paid, people will jackpot. There will be
Of
insecurity.
course.
Look at, like I said, the only reason Nigeria build houses with high fences, only in Nigeria, only in Africa anyway. I don't know about other countries. Only in Nigeria you build a house. The most important thing is your fence, how high it is, and the barbed wire and the electricity. Some of them are
Yeah, that's true.
electrocuted.
I agree.
So what kind? You see, and we don't know that if people are well paid, we can live, we can open our doors.
Yeah,
In the UK, there's still crime. People still bug into your house. But to imagine the level of crime we see in Africa now, this is poverty. These are poverty-driven crime. And the academia should understand it. I know you are social scientists. I don't know who your backgrounds are, but the social scientists should be helping us to give us a structure and keep shouting that to the government that this is not a problem of labor. The academia are the one that can help us with this. This is not the problem. This is not labor challenge. This is the problem of us as a nation. How do we stay in a secure society if we don't go keep some people in such a hunger? Now all of us are jackpot. We don't jackpot finish. Eh? The rest that cannot jackpot, they are in the Mediterranean Sea waiting to cross. Most of them will die there anyway. Thank God say we dey born every day, so no matter how many that die, we still survive. The country population is still growing. But come on, man, how do we do this? I'm looking for a solution today. Today, people, we're not going to talk about the problem alone. We're going to talk about solution. What is the way forward? How do we do this? Because the government is not listening.
yeah. Increasing salary alone is not enough. Of course, increasing our wages will go a long way to help, but that alone will not help. Let us sanitize our security operatives. We need to orientate them, need to begin to commission new
You're going to
people with
orientate
different
people who are
ideas.
hungry. You're going to orientate the people who are hungry.
My
What have they
fear,
done
my
wrong?
fear, my fear is that
But that is not
that
enough.
increase.
Eh?
My fear is that it's not even increasing the wages alone. You know, it's sustaining it.
Thank you.
You know, we've
Yeah.
seen over the years in Abuja, for instance, where civil servants will tell you we're being owed salary for months. We've not been paid salaries. I know Mr. Chika John is from a private university, but even the ones from the public university can attest to that there are times that they are owed salaries for months before some of these wages are paid. And sometimes when you see labor go on strike, it's not basically about the increment alone, it's about unpaid arrears as well. And so it's only in Nigeria you see people working for 1 month, 2 months. I've worked like that before in Abuja, though it was a private company where I worked for over a year without payment. But of course, as a journalist, I know my onions, I know my way around. But not that will not be for everybody, of course. What am I trying to say? When we clamor for wages, let's also remember that even federal government, a minimum wage of 18,000, 30,000, they are not even able to meet up. Now, these are some of the worries we have.
So I'm going to be quiet,
So,
princess. Thank you.
mm,
I'm going to be quiet on this. So now you've identified another area of it, which is really my concern too. Sustaining it. You understand? And that's why I said one man was a prophet in our time. And maybe with time we will remember him. His name is Peter Obi. And I'm sorry, I'm going to preach it. No, not Peter himself, but the language of productivity. The truth is Nigerians are not productive. The so-called workers we are talking about now, you are not productive. And I'm not blaming the federal government. The federal government, I'm blaming the federal government and say, okay, if you are not productive, I will drop you. There is nothing wrong if the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture begin to make money for Nigeria. I can identify any ministry that can make, they will be making millions of. In fact, you know the funniest thing, my council here, my local government council makes more money than private sectors. But they make sure you pay your tax. They generate money. And in return, we are enjoying the services. So we pay our council tax. So what I'm saying is that most of us go to work, most women, they go, local government, they go break melon. Is that what you're telling me to pay you for? The federal government, the government can never pay you for that. But that is on
so
that
is
side.
the government not supposed to
Okay,
identify these issues and resolve them, Daddy Chris?
Agree.
No, I
maybe,
want Daddy Chris to answer that question. Is the government not supposed to identify these issues and
yes.
then resolve them or face them head on?
Princess,
And that of ghost
And
workers.
so I grew up, excuse me, sir. I grew up, as a child, seeing that the women are actually, making their hairs, it has been like that since my childhood. And if it's still like that up to now, who are you supposed to blame or hold responsible, sir?
exactly. See, Princess, a good question you asked me, but let's identify this. And perhaps this challenge we are talking about today. Oh, Mary, what happened in your this is Abuja? I thought they're going to take the whole country. You know, so Nana be federal women. Princess, you said something very, very important. Maybe we need to understand this as a country. That our problem is not just the minimum wage, but productivity of the workers and productivity of the state. I only make the workers now, and every government now go to relax. I have cried on this show that your state governor is not making money. Your local government is not making money. Your ministries are not making money. Now, if our man here, let's take if Chika is from a private union, Chika, if it's a private union, I won't be judging that. All right. If you're a private institution, then imagine private schools will be making money. Federal school is not making money. That's why I applauded the federal government for the first time introducing student loan. Everybody in Nigeria with where we are now should be paying their student loan. You pay your school fees. You pay to the university of your choice. And it should not be anything less than 500,000 naira. So the university in turn can pay their staff. They don't need to go on strike unknowingly. In the UK, nobody pays the federal university.
How will the student get this money? Is it the federal government that will borrow them this money, sir?
Loan. Yes, they give you loan. Look at what the government has done. They give you loan to pay.
Hold on, sir. Hold on. Yes. Sir, you've answered my question. My second question is, when they graduate, how much is supposed to be their wages, and what's the period of time?
Exactly. And now come back to what we're talking about. Princess, now you answer the questions. Let me answer you. Meaning, these people that graduate, they become lecturers. Let's take it that way. And they are now well paid. So they can pay back. And you don't force it. Look at how it works in the UK. That's how it works. Here, you get the student loan, you go to work until you earn a particular threshold. Maybe if your salary is up to £40,000 per annum, then they begin to take some part away until you give it all back. They will not take anything from you if you are earning 20-something thousand per annum. So you understand? So it is not going to affect you in any way. As a person, don't you think your life is better than to go to a free university, you come back no job, than to go to a university where you get you get a loan to go, and when you come back you can get a better job and well paid and you pay back. Now I don't think when I answer your question, Princess, I have answers to all. I can use the education sector.
Okay, let me. Can I quickly say something around the topic, sir?
Go on, sir.
Okay, I'm looking at this from two perspectives. Let's look at you talked about productivity, and I agree totally that we need to be more productive as a society. However, in as much as you want to agree totally that some of the workers might not be as productive as they should be, but it is because we do not have strong institutions that force these workers to work. For instance, if
Good.
you put things in place that compels all people working in environments in the federal government to do their job, it will work. I remember there's a certain ministry in the Federal Capital Territory here, where as soon as the minister came, everybody, every single person was doing their job. So it means that in as much as we want to look at the attitude of the workers, it is also because that we do not have strong institutions that force these workers to do their job. If we have strong systems, it will force individuals to do their job. Also, there's something about human capital development. There's nothing wrong with going outside the country, but if we can ensure that human capital development is prioritized so that those people who go outside, we also get something from what we call the diaspora remittance, right? There's something called the diaspora remittance. So even if we export individuals outside because of this human capital development, it's going to
Exactly.
still also bring diaspora remittance to the country. So
Exactly. I
it's
agree.
still a win-win for us. Human capital
Yes.
development and having a strong institution that forces the individuals to do their job. And also, we must prioritize. It's about prioritization as a country. I want to say sorry, it's about prioritization as a country. I want to say that as a country, we must have the attitude, we must have the inclination to prioritize education. Just in the last budget, 8.2% of the budget was allocated to education. Is that enough? Because if you have a lot of those people on the
See your
street
face
causing
very
insecurity
well.
problems,
Uh,
can you
Chika,
hear me?
can you, because we're cutting you off a little bit. If
Mr.
you
Chika,
can,
can please we can't see your
Calm
face
down.
very well.
Okay. How about now?
if maybe when you sit up
Is
now,
it better now?
uh, now the system has frozen
Is it
for
better
some
now?
reason. Uh, yeah, better.
Yes, better.
So go on, Chika. We are with you. Princess, you're mute.
Is it
Your
better
mic
now?
is mute. Yes, Chika, we can hear you. Yeah, better.
Okay, I will say something about prioritizing that we must prioritize education. In the last budget, just 8.2% was allocated to education. So what does that tell you? It tells you where our priority lies. Yes, I agree that security is very important. I agree that defense of our economy is very important. But education, agriculture, and investing in SMEs, I tell you, creating an enabling environment to ensure that people can independently work in the environment. If you provide power, for instance, power can solve over 50% of the problem we have in the country. But you discover that people who have SMEs, who have small businesses, they suffer because they cannot keep up with putting up generator every time. Just recently, they just increased the tariffs. Can you imagine increasing tariff?
Yes.
Is that what you do? You tax for everything, increase taxes for everything. It's going to cripple a lot of small businesses. So you see that even these workers that are not well paid, who try to get a second stream of income by doing businesses, cannot even survive in that environment because the enabling environment is not created or provided for these individuals to strive. So it is multi-layered. It's a multi-layered problem we have, but education must be prioritized so that we can have human capital development and also have a system that forces individuals to do their job. I used to say it that economies are not built on strong individuals, they are built on strong institutions. These institutions in developed countries like the UK, like the United States, and European countries where things are working, it is because the system forces every individual to do their job. If you don't do your job, you get kicked out or you resign for some other person to take the job. But here in Nigeria, in fact, we have culture of always praising those who thief,
No,
Wow.
those who steal our money, and they get praises for stealing our money. And
it's
that's the
true.
culture we have imbibed, and it's very unfortunate. It is very, very unfortunate. In the educational sector, the government, I tell you, the government, the problem we have is the trust in government. You discover that government make promises and they do not keep to the promise. I'll give you an example. It is 11 months now that the federal government said they are going to set up, reconstitute the governing council for universities. That has not been done. It has not been done. If you say you want to, now they are beginning to set up a committee to look at reconstituting the governing council. Why do we have a culture of always setting up committees for everything? We want to build toilet to set up committee. We want to appoint to a set up committee. Everything we want to do in the country,
We
committees
set
are
up a
set up to
committee.
do them. And it is not right.
Mm.
Now, because ASU met on the 11th and 12th to, and they say in 2 weeks' time they're going to be coming back to make a resolution. Now the federal government are now setting up committee to reconstitute the governing council. What is difficult in that? For the past 11 months, you've not done that. You want to hastily do it in 2 weeks. It means that there's no will of purpose to ensure that these things are done, to ensure that the welfare of lecturers in universities, they give them the independence, the autonomy of universities. Government is just not fulfilling the promises, and that's a major problem we are going to have. There's nothing wrong with saying give us time to put these things in place, but when you say them, can you follow through? Can it be a proper follow up so that all those promises that you've given are done? I heard Mr. Malama saying, Mr. Mama, sorry, the Minister of Education saying that some of these agreements have been met. Not some, all of the agreements should be met. Okay, the president came out and said they are going to pay workers, they are going to have waivers, 4 month waivers for the no work, no policy, the no work, no pay policy that was set up because lecturers were not working for 8 months and the government said they were not going to pay. Now, the president came and said they're going to give waivers for 4 months. I can tell you now that it is just a few lecturers that have gotten just 2 months of that promise. So it's going to build distrust among the populace, among the workers. It's going to be demotivating among the workers.
Okay, and you said it all,
You
Chika
know,
John. That is amazing. Good
You know,
insight. And
yes.
and yes, sorry, Davis. I will allow you comment. I just wanted to, I didn't wanted to say because you went really, you touched on so many areas, which is interesting to me, and that is taking, if we take advantage of who we are as a people, and we cannot do that until we understand first what is our problem, and perhaps that is one of the things. That's why I asked, what's the way forward? Now we know, like Princess Riley said, it's been our culture that women, they've never worked. They go there to plait hair most of the time. That is the low cara of workers. Why? Because the system allow you. That's what Chika John is saying. The culture, the system allow you. The institution is there not to handle you or to drop you when you refuse to do your job. And these all now affect us as a structural society. The society now fail because these little things. Now, you see, I always say one thing, and maybe I'm thinking like a layman. How can you have human being to do the job? You have the natural resources to do the job, and you're hungry. Nigeria have the human resources. We have the natural resources, and we're going to bed hungry. And I don't see, like Chika rightly mentioned one thing: agriculture, education, two important areas. And I am saying the government always say, "Oh, we don't want to be involved in the business of things." Why are they in education? Because education is important. Yes, you can only regulate education. Leave it alone. Because the private schools now, which are the unregulated ones, they're only the one the federal government is regulating. They are not handling it. It's successful. Private schools in Nigeria are successful because government is not, they are not the owner. They are only regulating it. Maybe we should make the government school an institution of its own. We only regulate them. They give us profit. If I'm your president, there will be no free food though. Princess, sorry, your mute is your camera is mute.
Daddy Chris, do you know Nigeria? It's just that I think, like David said, the system needs a total overhauling. Let's go to the grassroots. Let's go to the local governments, our governments, the states. They are not producing, they are not doing anything.
Now
They
you said it
rely
all.
solely on federal government, and then this leads us to more borrowing. Yesterday we had a news from an analysis from, sorry, I'm taking us back to yesterday, the Guardian, that says Nigerians $1.8 billion gold reserves mined into private pockets. Now,
Thank God I was not on
imagine,
the show.
I wanted you. In fact, I was feeling bad that you were not here yesterday
Ah, she even said it
because I know that when it
Yeah.
comes, I said it that it's something I would have loved you to speak on. We know that Nigeria as a country, we have natural resources. Go to the northern part alone, go to Niger Delta, and you see that we don't need all this borrowing. But what are the governors doing? Let's start from there. The governors, they are sitting down, they are waiting. After all, they have security vote, they have state budget and all that they rely on. And that is why you see that the local governments are dormant as well. You cannot see, sometimes you go to the local government, sometimes they are not even functioning. Some they've not been swept for a long time, some looking so dirty, looking so dusty, as if people are not even there. And so these are some of the issues, sir. So when we look at the educational system in Nigeria, I wanted to throw this question to our guest as well. Thank God you're back, sir. Yesterday also we saw a news, and that's what you've been speaking on, that ASU threatens nationwide strike over absence of varsity governing councils and others. And now we know that Labour has been doing their own. Now ASU is coming out to say if government don't meet their demands, sure they are going to shut down. But sir, can we not, let's leave government, the issues with the government first. But looking at the Nigerian system, the educational system in Nigeria, it needs total overhauling. We have a lot of issues apart from, the wages we talked about. We have issues, external issues. When you go to each university, we have issues, you know. Let's go to the grassroots. Let's go to the institutions, sir. What do you think that we're not doing right? What do you think we can do? Now let's forget the government first, the wages first, but going into the grassroots, that means we're entering universities. I'm not even talking about the privates now, because these are governed by people who actually have, okay, like a template. This is how we want to run this school. But look at the government institution. It seems that the more we have ASU strike, the more we have, dialogue with the government, the more we resolve issues, the more we are still, at the back. What do you think is
Same thing,
wrong,
same.
sir?
Okay. Thank you so much for that question. In as much as I agree that the government have a problem, they are yet to get the model right for our educational system. I do think that we have internal problems also. For instance, bodies that are responsible for checking how admissions are given should also do well. I was shocked some years back, and I checked and I saw that jam cutoff mark was reduced. I don't know if we had that news at a point. It now means that we are beginning to cultivate a culture of reducing what the standard is. If we do not raise the standard, it means that we are allowing space for mediocres in the system. And that's why today you're going to have a graduate who cannot even explicitly express themselves on issues or discuss on issues bordering on the nation. So I do think also that bodies that are responsible for checking the standard of education should do more. For instance, also, let's look at JAM. I don't know if I can digress to that part also.
Yes, no, go on,
I'll
sir.
look I'll
Go
talk,
on.
I'll talk about things around JAM.
Yeah.
JAM is an institution I think they've done well over the past. However, the questions around if we are ripe enough to be able to do wholeheartedly the CBT continues to come up. In 2013, the then registrar for JAM, I think Ojerinde or something, I'm not too sure, but I think Ojerinde was the then registrar for JAM, came up with the CBT system. Until date, I tell you, we still have a problem around conducting exams using the CBT. You begin to wonder that a lot of children are going to suffer because we do not put proper things in place to ensure that we do not have facility problems. In the last JAM, it was said that 73% scored lower than 200. A lot of factors would have contributed to that. Now, we are saying students have to go travel as far as 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers for their exams. We do not check what we call psychological factors that can affect them writing that exam. These are tender children. These are teens who do not have the
Teenagers.
emotional maturity to be able to stand those kind of pressure. When they go into the exam, because of the psychological pressure they face around traveling, what happens? They now just switch off in the exam hall and they do not know what to write. So I am going to advocate that also JAMB in doing their job ensure that they have a lot of CBT centers that can harbor the millions of students they have who are writing the exam. Just this past JAM, we have over 1.9 million students who registered for the exam. So for me, one, I think improving and increasing the number of CBT centers to ensure that students do not travel long kilometers to write the exams should be put in place. Two, what have we done around power? We have epileptic power supply in the country. So you have students who are going to get to their centers, and what happens is that they do not have power supply. They have to stay hours for power to be restored. So we have to check that also. We have internet problems. We do not have strong internet in some of the CBT centers, and this affects the students' results. So, and I heard something. They said over 80,000 didn't show up for the exams, and I'm beginning. I'm wondering. Yes, we can have people who are sick who can't come for the exams, but then it's possible that you have students who came for the exam, but because of malfunction of their systems and all that, they do not take part in the exam. There's a decline in the educational sector, and I think the bodies that are responsible for ensuring that we have improvement in the standard of education are yet to do enough. They're not doing enough. You begin to wonder, why do you have to write 5 exams? Someone will write WAEC, write NECO, write NAPTEP, write UTME, write post UTME just to get to the university. And you begin to wonder, why do you have these layers of exams just to get into the university? So I think we should also find a way of harmonizing these bodies that are responsible for checkmating the standard of education in the country. And also for institutions, like I've said before, there has to be autonomy of lecturers. Lecturers need to have, sorry, the institutions, the universities need to, 61 federal universities need to have what we call autonomy so that they can pay their lecturers. Because if you have federal government laying back and paying promotion arrears, paying stipends and salaries for lecturers, then it's going to affect the motivation. If the universities are allowed to be autonomous in their dealings, pay their lecturers themselves, generate incomes, is going to help us to ensure that we curb some of the mediocres we see in the system. Because if they are forced to pay their lecturers, it means they will find a system to ensure that these lecturers come to work. I'll give an example with the private universities. In private universities, you don't just stay at home and not go to work. Some of us went to what is it called? This conventional university. You see a lecturer just come give handouts and go home till after 2 months, and you come one day and copy and cover 10 topics you're supposed to cover in maybe 3 months. That is not doable in private universities because they need to put system in place that checkmates and ensures that lecturers do their job for what they are paid. So if we allow the autonomy of federal universities in the country, it helps to ensure that these people are forced to do their job. So government should allow autonomy of the universities. So what federal universities we have in the country, perhaps it's going to force them to ensure they do their jobs. Also, Princess talked about say something around governors also, governors in states. How do they ensure they get and they are productive? I tell you, a lot of these governors just collect allocations from the federal and go home and sleep. They collect security votes, they collect allocations, and they do not even distribute it to local government. The local government are just pets. They are just there for staying safe. In fact, the governors have the independence of selecting who the local government chairman should be or the councillors should be. So they give them whatever they want, stipends to just go and sleep. Because they know that every month allocations from the federal is going to come, these governors are not forced to work. I heard governors debating and saying that they should be allowed to fix their own minimum wage. It is because they want to do what they can do at will. If the federal government ensures and enforces state governors to bring remittance to the federal, it now forces them to sit up and begin to harness the allocations, the resources they have in their states. For instance, a state like Niger, you begin to wonder, a state like Niger State in Nigeria here have the capacity to feed maybe 10 African countries. But I tell you as we speak, that the state cannot even feed itself. They do not have capacity to feed itself. With the federal allocation they get, with the security votes the governor gets, they cannot be productive to even feed the state alone. So it tells you that this government are just staying there, collecting security votes and
They are planning. Actually,
and
the
just
speaker there is
embezzling the money.
planning
And
to
that's
get
why,
married to
because they feel they
100
are going
of
to get it monthly, it becomes
instead
very
of
it's just a few states
focus
in the country
the
that can feed itself. For
states.
instance, Lagos State have been doing well in generating revenues. But how about other states? How can they even
All right.
Wow.
I think Chika John has been pouring what I've been saying on this show for years.
it
And
just tells you just tells the level of
yes, if the people have been watching my show, you heard what this young man has been pouring today. You understand? You see, you talk about, in fact, Princess brought a guest here, and I told them and I asked them the autonomy of the universities. You understand? When I say autonomy, they thought it's I'm talking about the political autonomy. No, the economic autonomy of universities. You understand? By the time you pay your school fees, the university are in the UK are the one looking for students. Forget about JAM. They are looking for students because they want the student to pay school fees. All universities in the UK are looking for students, not the other way around. Because they know, and when your university is not producing, if you don't have good results, no student want to come to your uni. So it has a way of checkmating on them. So they know they have to do higher grades to attract students, good image to attract students, facility to attract students, and results. So students are only having one weapon: my school fees. You want my school fees, you're going to attract me. No, the stupid thing that in Nigeria now is actually a rape on our kids. So I don't want to even talk about JAM. And you said something very important. We don't want to talk about the state, man. They are annoying. Now let's think about it. Do you know, you talk about the remittance from people abroad. We contribute 25% to the Nigerian economy. It has gone to 30 now. I stand to be corrected. The money we send home, understand, comes in 30% of the Nigerian GDP. If we understand that, now that the West, they are getting older, you understand, they don't have the force anymore to do certain job. What stopped Nigeria from actually, there's one guy that ran for governor in my place. He said he's going to convert all your teaching, all your, the general hospitals which are useless. He said, I'm closing all of them down. I'm going to give a primary healthcare system. We're going to bank on the university, the specialist hospital. All the general hospital closed down. I'm converting them to universities to train medical students for export. You hear that word? He's going to train medical students to export. So he's thinking of exporting human beings to make money. It's working. Remittance. Let it be intentional. A government can intention. Do you know what the Indian government did? They intentionally trained people that are good in IT. Today they are bringing income back to India. They're all over. And they are attracting some of the job. Hey, if we have medical professionals, some of them don't even need to travel. If they know that Nigeria have the best in medicine, they will be contracting us. Even online today, medical doctors are working. You don't need to be there to do the job anymore. They consult you online. You see, you can imagine the world is now a global village. What stops us from using our strength, which is the population, the youthful population, the talented people, rather than allowing them to become Yahoo? Why not convert them into a force that can be used in the rest of the world to make money? Everything I say here, if it's not to do with money, I don't talk about it. The governor of our state, like I said, they will tell you, how can we pay that money? Princess is crying that the government is owing. They will continue to owe because they are not making money. The federal government will continue to owe because federal government is not making money. Other than oil, have you seen Tinubu make another money from Nigeria?
The private people are even making more money from the oil.
Thank you. This is
That
what
is
I'm
the
saying.
that they were talking about.
Princess, thank you, Mary. If a private university can run a successful university, yet with the whole facility in Uniben, they are failing. Something is wrong with us. Let the government get their hands off there. Regulate it. Get out. We'll make money. The university lecturers, they know what to do. They are not daft. And you see the biggest challenge. Let's start from the federal government. Tinubu cannot boast of what he has made other than the oil money. Tinubu government has not made any extra money for Nigeria because they don't think outside the box. We inherited oil, we eating oil, we soaking oil, we will die in oil. Oil is poisoning us. If Tinubu government can look at the mineral resources, somebody mentioned it on this show yesterday. They mentioned platinum, gold. Where did I hear it?
Funny enough, I was thinking you will invest more in agriculture.
Agriculture, my daughter. God bless you.
I was thinking that was what he was
if Tinubu can actually, you are blaming the so this is why they are fooling themselves. Tinubu cannot talk because he's not making money. Now, if you leave Tinubu now, come to the state governors. Like the man rightly said, all they do is wait for federal government allocation to come. They will share it. They will marry new wives. You see what our speaker is doing? He's not going to take 100 wives in a state where nobody can get married.
It cannot even work because the woman affair are trying to fight it. I think they're suing to court.
Yes,
I think that Daddy Chris, I think
Wow.
like the lecturer said, and of course, like we all know, is a fact that Niger State is what has the major vast land that is supposed to be productive. And so, since they are not
Yes.
able to think outside the box, maybe now they want to turn it to community for women where they would start abusing women.
Yeah, they marry more
Anyway,
wives. Yeah.
we could go on.
No,
Yes, we
no,
could go
princess,
on and
I
on,
think,
but because of time, we need to
yes.
take the
Prince, I
reviews
see what
because of
I see what you
time.
did there.
Daddy
Yeah,
Chris.
even increase.
Yes,
Yeah,
No, I know, I know we can do it well. Princess, I was going to do that on the lighter note. If we now know that Nigeria is a country where you can have 100 wives, I'm sure many people will be bringing their money to the country. So let us say that if that is the weapon you have in the Niger State, but a state that can fit, like you rightly said, if Niger State, I compare Niger State to Holland always on this show. The landscape of Holland is not half of Niger State. Holland made 20 billion from agricultural export yearly. The
But
Netherlands.
Daddy Chris, if you want to talk about agricultural sector in the Niger State, I hope you know that Niger State is not safe as a whole because of this banditry and all of that. It's
In
affecting
fact,
them.
please forget about security. You see,
insecurity is
90% of
everywhere.
the reason why we are not safe is hunger. The reason why we are not safe is hunger. If you continue to give
yes,
policemen
yes, Mary.
gun,
You see this vast land. If the fact that the land is just spacious, empty, and that's why these people are able, to take over the land. And so we think that if the government of Niger State, funny enough, when this new governor came in, Bago, because somebody I know very well, so I actually talk because he's a young person. He will actually do something different from what we've
what
been
does he have
seeing.
here? You think it's
And
about
that
age we are talking about? Is it age we are
I
talking about?
had
It's going to take more wives.
I had
Princess, I'm
I
sure
had that
when
debate with somebody
that
very
is
close
people
to
like
him
you,
that
they've been
okay,
jumping
what's
up
the
and
way
down.
forward?
I won't be
But we've
surprised.
seen that it's the same thing.
Anyway,
It's,
the
it's
truth
the
is,
same
we have a
thing.
problem.
And
All
then
right, let us identify our problem. From what we've said, what I want to conclude is we now understand that we lack one thing: productivity.
there is so much noise. We don't
Productivity.
know where that noise is coming from. The noise is so much.
Yes,
I think it's a
and
microphone or something.
yes, yes. That I think the person has come. Anyway, we have a problem. Restructure Nigerian state. Let us ring the bell. It's not about political restructuring. No, it's not about new local government. It's not about new states. It's about what Labour is talking about today. You understand? Labour should move beyond minimum wage into productivity. But that is the part of Labour that I'm confused. Labour, we want to work hard. Nigerian because they're going to tell you how do we make the money? How can Delta State pay? If all that the Delta State governor has done till today is to collect federal government allocation and share it for himself, he don't even get to the local government. You are right, sir. You understand the system quite well. The Chika got it because Chika, they, that's why there is no state today. If I'm the governor, if the government is APC, the whole local government chairman will be APC. They are so oppressive. We don't have local governments. So the local government are the wives of our governors. And they give them belly all the time. Now their wives. And we are in trouble. So the productivity, but oh God. You see, but Mali was saying how good and how pleasant it will be. Imagine if the federal government of Nigeria is producing today, looking outside the box to now
Yeah.
exploit platinum, oil, gold, all the things we have, we'll be making more money. They will not be crying. How can we pay wages? If
Even
Niger
charcoal.
State, if that Niger State bagger, young man, handsome man, stop marrying more wives and can choose to go into agriculture, he will feed the whole nation. Will he complain about paying salaries? If your state governor, princess, now Edo State, I go show now wetin dey happen for Edo. I go show them before we end the show. Eh? When I cry here, they don't get it. If Edo State, or rather than if they know say there's good thing, you see, if you see Edo State today, all we see in Edo, when I say I dey cry this morning, in Edo State, this is what I know. The image not there. I saw a bus sink into a pool of water in Edo State on the street of Benin. It's a hardworking governor. Before I talk now, I go say, Governor Baseki, don't try well. I know. May God save him. You see, understand, I use one word. What is the barometer for testing good governance in Nigeria? Is it infrastructure? Is he marrying new wives like the Rivers, Niger State have done well now? They're going to have 100 wives. We need to congratulate them. We're going to send a message to him from SRTV. Princess, you prepared the package. Let's send him a gift from SRTV for marrying new wives, 100 of them. What a pride. You understand? In fact, this is disheartening. If if private universities can run well, effectively in the same country, a federal government decision that have all the infrastructure cannot run well, something is wrong with us. This is not rocket science. It's not rocket science.
Yes, and of course, we're happy that Mr.
Lagos State can make money. Lagos State can make money.
And
the same Lagos State, it's the same country.
I'm happy that he spoke about the JAM issue as well. It's so worrisome. It's disturbing to know that children
there should be no JAM, Princess. JAM is irrelevant.
They travel miles just to sit for this exam. I know my next actually did this time around.
You know why I didn't trash the issue of JAM? JAM is irrelevant.
The result is
irrelevant. You don't test people to go to uni. The university will fight to get students. And how are they going to get students? By making sure they're having a name, a big standard. Because the kids have their money to come. And if you don't have the standard, if you engage anyhow people, you will fail.
And in fact, Professor Lede said it is your WAEC that determines your course of study, not JAM. If you're a science student, you pick on science subjects, not what you do in JAM. So if we don't scrap JAM is totally not relevant.
That noise is too much.
I don't like off your team first. It's Edo.
Thank you. Yeah.
So Edo must have a big fan.
It is your WAEC that totally determines your course of study. Not your
because I want to talk about the economy today. So I want to talk about the economy of the education system. So maybe you see when I look at JAM,
we don't have the time for that.
What I want to say is this. I know, guys. I am oppressing you guys today because I have Chika here. Sorry, guys, I'm oppressing you, I have Chika. What I'm saying is, it is easy to address the problem, but let's look at
can I say something around the economy?
Yes. I'm more interested in, because all this you are saying now will come down to one thing: the economy of the education system. The JAM issue you are talking about can be resolved if the education system become effective economically. And that is what I want to address, because the issue of they treat me like this, not be who first, not be they blow me with the problem. Where is the blow coming from? JAM is not a problem. We shouldn't even be having JAM. We don't need it. But see, because the problem is
Daddy Chris, JAM for me, to me, JAM is actually a very big problem. It's a very big one.
I understand what you say, Princess. You're doing it from an emotional point of view. JAM issue can be resolved if the economy of the education system
is a very big problem.
How? Okay, tell us, man.
Right from my time, we've been doing JAM, but it was not as stringent as this. And of course, we're not saying that. We know that there are new policies, initiative here and there that needed to be added or removed. But we all here can testify, maybe not you, but with the rest people, for some reason we are younger, we can testify that what the kids go through these days to sit up for this exam is not actually called for. And that's why a lot of people, not just us here, a lot of people have been frowning, parents, guardians, even experts have been saying these policies are not, if you really want to, make this policy, maybe you should. That is why we're here today talking about the educational system. It should be at the higher institution, not at the JAM level. Look, the fact that, hold on, sir.
Yes, sir. The same thing again. I asked a question. I want to know the issue of JAM, if it is, you've got to make a lot of broader sense from where I'm coming from. I'm saying we don't need JAM. You are in the UK. There's nothing like JAM here. You don't want a JAM to go to university in the UK. It doesn't work that way, because the system, the autonomy of the university is paramount. They are the one looking for students, and they're going to attract students from their record. I won't go to a university if I know your students are not performing well. So your image, and now you're going to take the right people because you want to make sure you train them to do well. This guy just said something today, that you don't misbehave in private university as a lecturer. You don't go there to share and begin to ask guests to come and sleep with you, because that's not the point. You are well paid. The kids is paying for their school fees, big money. You're not going to victimize them because the institution is not going to allow you. The only reason why your lecturers are not working well in Uniben is because of the stupid system they're operating. If Uniben is an autonomous university, if it's my private university, you think those lecturers can do what they're doing? I get their ass fired the same day. So I'm saying that it will boil down to the economy of the education system. I know it's deeper where I'm talking from. I understand the anger. JAMB is this, JAMB is this. JAMB is not even needed. We don't need it. I don't know JAMB in the UK. We don't have anything. When you finish your secondary school, either you do HSC, they use your certificate, your result to choose which university you go. And you had one to choose. You apply, and if they like, they take you. And they're gonna take you because you're gonna now choose which university is good for you because there are so many. There are so many. You'll be choosing. Oh, I don't want to go to this one. I want to go to this one. Because what the university is looking for is what? Your money. You're coming. Every student is coming with £9,000. Who's gonna take him for granted? Let me put it that way. You raise £9,000. It's almost 17 million naira per annum. Anybody's gonna throw that away? Now tell me, why the university will not listen to you? So they're not listening to you, they're listening to your money. The Nigerian education system should be, when it's kind of, maybe because I'm used to the system here so much. And I was applauding the government to say, hey, one solution is student loan. Because you will tell me students don't have money to pay. Okay, money day, I will borrow you. When you start working, you give back to the system. I'm giving to you. So later you give back to the system. What's wrong with that? You know, because you have a good job. You see, if we think of what we're doing today, labor is helping us. And I believe in these wages. This guy now, I tell you one thing. Nobody will want to work.
We need to take some of the papers. We could go on and on, but because of time.
So what are we going to do? Tell me then. I'm ready to stop. I'm going to go on a break. When you guys come back, you can end the show. Let me go on a quick break. All right?
Ooh la la! The second edition of the Nigerian Week London 2024 is here.
It's another blend of arts and culture, entertainment, business and networking activities.
A week-long extravaganza showcasing the best of Nigerian music, dance, craft, fashion and businesses.
Taking place at the prestigious Lighthouse Theatre, 262-274 Camberwell Road, London, SE5 OAY. Date 22nd to 28 July 2024.
Tickets are available at everbright.com. For partnership and sponsorship, please visit superiorradioandtelevision.com
or call +4407 459 513 619 or +4420 3623 8755.
Email info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or visit our website www.superiorradioandtelevision.com/Nigerian Week 2024.
Come and experience a nation's culture that resides in the heart and in the soul of its people.
All right, welcome back, guys. It's a difficult day, and I think we're doing it. I think I'm talking too much, so I'm going to allow my team to rest the show. It's a passionate day for me, and I can imagine when you get issues that are close to your heart, and I seem not to be understood, so it just makes me cry. So sometimes I just want to keep quiet, and allow the younger generation pilot the affairs of the country. But I am talking from a point of knowledge, a point of experience, because I've seen it. When you guys see what I've seen, maybe you can see some of the issues I'm talking about. That the problem of the Nigerian state can be resolved by just actually, you see, when I come to anything, if you tell me, you know why I say this? I've been making movies for years now. And those are that they say, oh, movie is my passion. They are no more here. Movie is not a passion thing to do. It's a way of making money. If you don't make money because of doing things, you will fall out. Nigerian government is having problem today because they don't have money. If Nigerian government have enough money to pay minimum wage, will we have problem? No. If the states have enough money to pay our minimum wage, will we have problem? No. So our problem is, how do they make money? It's not even how much they steal. They're not making money. The federal government is not making money. Tinubu government has not made a single dime more for Nigerian government. for the Nigerian state. They have not. Delta State, look at them. I can swear, this man have not made enough money for 8 years in office. I said it again and again. And those state governor cannot say what he has done that is making money. And that is the problem of the state. And until that is addressed, we cannot pay the minimum wage. And if we don't pay the minimum wage, insecurity remains a self-fulfilling prophecy. This education system you are fighting for will not be there. UK could not even pay the education system you are talking of now. UK could not sustain it. It was Tony Blair's government that said everybody should take student loan and go and look for the school of your choice. We are stable now. Even the UK couldn't do it. What Nigeria is claiming to do, it will fail. And now, if Nigerian government don't make money, you know what will happen? We'll continue to fight. Labour will continue to go on strike. Labour, tell Nigerian government how to make money. Not to pay us alone. Tell them how to make money. And Nigerian government should in turn, if not me be government, now for the run, you come to work today. If you don't work, you are fired. You are not working, you are fired. You understand? Do you know that only the ministry can make enough money for Nigeria? The Ministry of Education, for instance. How can the Ministry of Education not make money? When they are extorting children money from JAM, we don't need JAM. But Ministry of Education can intentionally train people for export. Be economically viable. That's what we're saying to all the ministry.
We also have issue of ghost workers in our ministries. People who we don't even know how to solve those ones.
Are they working? That's the only reason you have ghost workers is there's no people are not working in the first place.
Exactly.
How can they be ghost workers?
And they have an annual budget of 1.59 trillion naira in the educational sector alone, and yet we are not seeing the impact.
Because there is no educational sector. You are doing it emotionally. You people address your issue from emotion point of view. Please look at the economic point of view. Is the education system viable? Are you producing things? If it is so, if private institutions are successful, one of the best business in Nigeria is actually to own a school. It's not a church, it's a school. Yet the Nigerian education system is not viable. Ask yourself a question. Why? If the best business to do, even when they finish, have you seen any politician who doesn't have a university? That person is sleeping. Ibori had in my place. I hear say this man, Ike Clark get universities. I'm talking of these old men, oh, they all have universities. These Oshomole have a university. Name them, all of them. The best universities. This one, you have the American University, Atiku. They all have university because it's breeding money. Money. Because if you go there, you know what you do? You pay. It's not free. Why are we not employing that in our system here? You know, I say that. Do you know the primary schools in Nigeria should not be free? If we cannot afford it. Let family pay 5,000 naira. We will have the best primary school in the world. Because 5,000, a lot of people, you'll be able to pay your teachers 650,000, even 1 million naira without any sweat.
Yeah. Make it affordable.
So why are we trying to claim it's going to be free? Economy. I know where I'm talking from is difficult and it's hard to understand. It's not something that everybody. It's not something everybody can understand. But if we understand that the problem of JAM is money, everything you can tell me today, I will tell you is the money. And so if we can tell our government, let's make money, it will not work in fact, Ministry of Information and Culture, I work with them for some time. They don't make money. But how can I, Daddy Chris, be able to export Nigerian national troop abroad and make money when your ministry cannot make money? They're waiting. Where are the stakeholders? What happened to you? We need to make money. So I would like you guys to end the show in your way because I know I took your show out of what you guys want to talk about. I know you guys would have been more comfortable perhaps to talk about the difficulties in writing JAM. Like Princess went through JAM system for some time and she's very angry. I understand that, Princess. Everybody is signing out on me now.
That's
You know,
not just that alone. It's just that we wanted to make that part of it as well. If it's even, but you said it all. Jam is not necessary. It's just
it's
a
not.
way of, bringing down these children's mentality, stressing them emotionally, psychologically, even before they get into the system. So I
Yes,
think it's not called for. That is my sincere opinion. And
yes.
then we're going to we really do not have time, so we're just going to take one or two papers for today. We can't close the
If you can
show
take Guardian, it
without
will be amazing. All right.
we
If you
can't
can just
close
take
the
a look
show
at that.
without the reviews, and that's why we're here. So first I'll take the Daily Trust, and the major headline here says Labour reject FG's 48,000 minimum wage offer, gives Tinubu 2 weeks ultimatum, government mom. And that story is the major story here on the Daily Trust newspaper. There's a story here as well that say 8 died, 20 injured as man burns Kanu mocks over inheritance tussle. That story is on page 3 of the Daily
It's on the
Trust
mosque.
newspaper. Yes.
Hi.
And then also we have a story here that says Rivers crisis, 5 pro-Wike commissioners quit Fubara's cabinet. That
Okutu.
story is on page 11 of the Daily Trust newspaper.
Something is wrong with these people in that River State too. So they really want to frustrate. They follow their Baba. This man called.
I told you that Wike is causing so much mayhem, so much chaos in that
In fact,
state.
Fubara cannot arrest that guy on time, man. Fubara has immunity.
Yesterday,
Wike
no,
does not have.
yesterday on the dailies we saw Fubara also hinting on, he talked about so much debt Wiki actually left behind for the state. And so as time goes on, he's going to, we're going to unravel the mysteries behind all this, and we'll begin to see
It's
the
going to be
truth.
fun, princess. It's going to be fun. Yeah, it's like
Yes,
when you see your two enemies dying. You stand at the bar, you begin to dance, I don't want to I want to acquire you already. That's all Robotoka. He said, if
that's
you they
it.
pursue you fall, you whether they pursue you, go to jubilate. So we are
That's
jubilating.
it.
As these two people they fall. Go on, daughter, go on.
And then we
Ah,
have a story here as well that says Hajj pilgrims caution against traveling with contraband as Nigerian begins airlift. That story is on page 5 of the Daily Trust newspaper. As
in
well, we'll
fact,
have a story
if I
here.
thought about if this one a pilgrim, this one a pilgrim. Now go Mecca. Instead of to learn how they do better agriculture there, good things there, you only go there to pray and come back. Eh? Whether those
Exactly.
people you are going to Islam to they are allowed to go and pray, they're making a lot of money because you're coming into the land. The land is already blessed because of this thing. And you guess what? They feed themselves. They feed themselves, Nigerians. They don't wait for you. They feed themselves. And they're making money from tourism now. They've been able to turn their religion, which is lovely, into tourism. Princess, where are we? Are we in the 21st century? Are we Nigerians? Are we our eyes openly blind?
Definitely, sir. We'll get there. I don't know what to say again, but we have hope that Nigeria will be good again because.
Amen. Oh, amen.
And then there's a story here also that says gas supply gets 25% boost as Tinubu unveils 3 projects on page 20 of the Daily Trust newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says Yobe goes spiritual against electricity vendors,
Abi,
slaughters cow.
no, I can't wait to hear that. How do they go spiritual? I love that kind of story, man.
They say Yobe goes spiritual against electricity vendors, slaughters cows.
So there's other can make sacrifice.
Yes, sacrifices to their gods so that
So that
whatever,
they will become
whatever
blessed.
that is stealing.
Oh, I love
Yes,
this shit, man. I love this. Only in Nigeria you will see this. Only and in fact, which paper? In fact, Daily Trust I go arrest you now. So there's
Daily
nothing
Trust.
to report. You report this rubbish. In fact, Daily Trust I go arrest Daily Trust for even reporting the news at all. Daily Trust to be arrested. For telling us how they slaughter cow. And look at the page you take. Front page, oh.
And then there's a story here that said food crisis worsen as inflation hits 33.69%. That's all we have coming from the Daily Trust today. But also we can see Tony Elumelu also with some how do you call these people now? This thing they're wearing on their head.
Arabs.
So Very beautiful picture there. And I think that's a business. When you see this kind of handshake, something serious is actually ongoing. These are private people, doing things, meeting people, doing meetings, and of course, making impact as well. I'm really happy that in as much as we complain of our government, we have individuals as well that are actually doing great. We can see Tony Elumelu here, and this handshake, like I said, is something is an agreement upon something very beautiful. You see, maybe when you read that story you will understand. But there's a story here
Princess,
that
oh,
actually.
princess. All these Tony Melu, all of them. We're not looking for strong individuals. We're looking for strong institutions.
No, no,
We're not
no.
looking-
Tony Elumelu is actually doing well. He's actually carrying the youth along. He's
I
doing
know.
something
Princess, that's
amazing
not.
in
I don't need it.
Africa,
Princess,
not just Nigeria, but in
princess.
Africa. That, for as
Yes,
far as I'm concerned, that is
Princess,
an
I don't care,
institution.
Princess. Princess, I don't care. I need the institution to carry us along. The one, the private person will carry us will drop us soon. We've learned that over the years. You
This
understand?
institution has been for over 20, 15 years, sir. I think we should be fair
But
to Tony Elumelu.
Princess, that is a different opinion. I'm not against it. I'm supporting it. I don't want to hear one Dangote doing it well. I want to hear Nigeria doing it well. I don't want private people running the African affairs. You don't see that here. They only run NGOs. You understand? But you see these guys, they run big banks, they own a lot of money, they drive helicopters, the rest people are poor. It's a rape on the system. Sorry, I'm not saying it's a sin to be rich. If you are rich, you need to give back to the society. It's not something I want to celebrate. It's a
And
natural thing. The money is Nigerian money. Anyway, let's not go into that. Let me keep
anyway,
quiet.
there's this thing in Nigeria that I don't like. This feeling of entitlement. We can see a story here that 8 died, 20 injured as burns Kanu mocks over inheritance tussle. People just feel that I can't have my own. This one they left for me, or this one belongs to me, so my father, so it's for me. I think we, the youth, we need to actually change our mindset as regarding things like this. The fact that a lot of people think that because your parents actually own this estate, you shouldn't work again. You are rich for life. You've been empowered for life. You don't need to do anything on your own. It's actually so heartbreaking, when I see things like this. And now you can see that we've lost 8 persons and 20 injured over, somebody's, a feeling of entitlement. Is actually a sad thing.
Princess, we don't know the detail of that story, so let's leave it. All right?
Okay, and so
Let's
there's a
leave it.
story. Yes, we'll move quickly. But just before we move to the last paper, I'm thinking that our political leaders are. I do not understand them really. We can see here that 5 pro-Wike commissioners quit Fubara's cabinet. This only shows that these people are not there for the interest of the states. It
But
has never been.
how can you conclude that? How are you sure Wike is not for the interest of the state?
No, they are not there for the interest of the state. It's obvious. Wike has come and gone. Let Fubara do what he needs to do. This is Fubara's, administration, not Wike's administration. That is the point.
Yes, I agree with you. No, I'm just trying to say that is how low we are as a people, not on worshiping human beings, not the institutions. You understand? That's why you see me say no. I don't want to hear this high praise of. I want to see somebody talking for the nation, not somebody talking for his company or himself. And that's what you get. People like Wike, they became a small god. It happened in our time. Ibori was a small god until Lokowa told him to go to bed. You understand? Wike, this guy is going to tell Wike to go to bed soon. Don't worry. Wike, you should be sleeping, either in prison or somewhere where he belongs. Because and only Fubara can do it. Wike, they make mistake. There's power in government. Next to God is government. Fubara is going to put you in prison. You only need to release the right papers, and you'll be in trouble. And he's having them. The Wike Fubara battle, in fact, that dance, I go they dance. I got to watch you now. That decrease they dance. In fact, now make me wear tie today, red one. I know we wear thunder color red to support Fubara. Fubara, bring the war. We want to see what Wike to be. Because Wike cannot be doing this rubbish. Who is he? You're just one human being in a state that was voted at a time to be governor. You became a god. These guys, they all become small gods.
Anyway, we move on quickly because of time to the next
I'm
newspaper.
looking
The
at you,
last
bro.
one before we wrap up the show, and that will be the Punch newspaper. We've seen the main headline before as regarding labor, so I'm going to skip the stories we've seen before, and I will take other stories. There's a story here that says Tinubu tackled power outrages with two gas plants on page 20 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says imported food prices rises as inflation hits 33.6%, and that's coming from NBS on page 19 of the Punch newspaper.
I better tell me what
As
my back
well,
on.
there's a story here that says Western democracy model not working for Nigeria. Obasanjo insists, and
Yes.
that story is on page 12 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says FGI $2.7 billion revenue from marine sector. And that story, it's on page 27 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says autopsy failed to reveal cost of Mobart's death. That is coming from the pathologist. And that story, it's on page 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper. Also, there's a story here that says Emefiele implemented Naira swap without Buhari's approval, and that's coming from EFCC. That story is on page 7 of the Punch newspaper.
And
There's a story,
what is wrong with the Naira swap? EFCC. Let's
and
not
there's
go
a
into. Anyway, thank you
mhm.
very much, Princess. It's a wonderful, good to run us through that quickly.
There's a story here as well that says Oyo set for Oluibadan's coronation, buries Balogun June 1st on page 11 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Biden world leaders condemn shooting of Slovak PM on page 10 of the Punch newspaper. These are the stories we have coming from the Punch. I really wanted us to talk about, um,
Yes, we are 1 hour 52 minutes into the show, man.
because I've been trying to call your attention to time for hours, sir, and you didn't respond. But I don't understand. I wanted to discuss this with the youth, with us, the younger ones, but they've all left now. David, what do you make of this Mobad? First of all, it's traumatic enough that the young man had to die the way he died, and at some point it was assumed, and now again, while a lot of people were expecting, the result. A lot of people have been clamoring for it, and all of a sudden, they are coming to say that they cannot ascertain what actually caused his death, even with the autopsy, because he has been buried. But in the past, I've seen where somebody was assumed as assumed, and at the end of the day, the cause of his death also was seen. So I don't know what's going on. What do you make of this?
You see, it's sad that at this point, over a year now, we cannot even get the death of this celebrity. I mean, it's enough. Okay, they arrested the nurse initially that she gave him overdose of a particular drugs, that she injected him of a particular drug that she's not supposed to inject. Okay, fine. The government has decided to wade into the situation and said they're going to tell us what actually killed Mohbad. It's a year now and we're not getting anything. At a point, they try to distract us from with Wumi's saga that the boy is not his child and all. Okay, fine. We're still on that DNA problem to ascertain if he's actually the owner of that child. But I think Nigeria, the government owe Nigerians this. Let us know what actually killed this guy. Not because we want to find anything, but so that things like this will not repeat itself. Mohbad is a public figure, he's a celebrity. Okay? If things like this can happen to Mohbad and there is no justice, nobody has been arrested, nobody has been called to come and tell us what killed Mohbad. It might happen again. Who knows? It might be me tomorrow. It might be somebody close to me tomorrow. All these nurses who just have shops at the back of their homes, we need to checkmate them. What drugs was given to Mohbad? Who treated Mohbad? What happened to him? They all said it happened in a show in Ikorodu. At a point, they said somebody hit him with a charm.
I
How
tot-
come?
I
How?
totally I totally agree with you, David. It's quite sad to
It's
know that
sad.
I don't know whether to blame our institutions. What is it that we cannot? For once, we need to get something right in the country to know that we have institutions that are working. But this also has broken the hearts of the young people. I've seen mixed reactions since yesterday. People reacting to this, and it's quite sad. Anyway, we see more of these stories as maybe tomorrow, but because of time, we need to go today. Thank
I
you,
think.
David,
I
for
think.
being on the show. Thank
Thank
you
you.
to Odo and as well Abuja for being on the show, and Daddy Chris also in London. It's a good thing that
Hello, Princess.
so that this we've been able to discuss on that today. That would be a good place to wrap up the show. We'll do this again tomorrow, hopefully. Just before we go, do not forget to follow us on all social media handles. Share, like, and of course, leave us with your comments. We'd love to hear from you. And as well, we have our shortlets across Abuja and Lagos as well. Reach out to us, call us if you want to relax, chill, your meetings, conferences, your birthdays, your anything you want to do, after party and all that. Sometimes, it's good to go somewhere, relax, even work from home. If you're looking from that home away from home, we have all that set up for you. And of course, we have cars as well to pick you, take you around and all that. So do well to give us a call and reach out to us today. And do not forget the Nigerian week that is fast approaching. All hand out deck. You can see I'm already in London for that event. We are doing so much to make sure that this year is a success. Do well to reach out to us, showcase your brand, whatever you do, whatever whoever you are. So if you're a Nigerian, this is the right time for you to come and tell the world how amazing you are. We have a lot of brand products, a lot of people that are already partnering with us, so don't be left out. It's going to be a fun galore. Anyway, while you are out there, remember that peace is priceless. So let's always give peace a chance and do what is right. We don't need to keep saying it every day. You already know what is right. So do what is right. We see you again tomorrow on the show. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Looking for a home away from home in Abuja? Look no further than Srtv Shortlet Apartments. Our fully furnished apartments offers everything you need for a comfortable and relaxing stay. Unwind in spacious rooms with exquisite ambience. Cook delicious meals in our well-equipped kitchen and relax in our comfortable sitting rooms watching your favorite shows. And guess what? 247 Wi-Fi available. But that's not all. Srtv goes extra mile by providing a car to take you around town during your stay. No need to worry about navigating public transportation or hailing taxis. Explore Abuja at your own pace. Book your Srtv Shortlet apartment today and experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience.
Srtv. Innovative